Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Weber, and welcome to another installment of our masterclass series. We're going to continue talking about the employee benefits survey, and today I'm going to talk about what senior leadership wants to see from your survey data. Before we dive into some of those questions, I want to introduce myself. Specifically, I'm Brandon Weber. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Nava Benefits. And we've got almost 100 employees spread around the country who are going through the benefits process and employee surveying process. So I feel this firsthand right now as a senior leader, but I've also got about 10 years of experience leading high growth technology organizations with hundreds of employees, kind of thinking about how do you give them great benefits and how do you learn from them via surveys. So this is a passion point for me. So why don't we dive in? First question. So as a leader, what questions are you looking to have answered from survey data? A couple of big ones for me when I think about employee survey data. First and foremost, high level, is just how is my team feeling about the benefits that we offer overall? Are we happy? Are we frustrated? What's the overall barometer with our benefits package and our employees? Next, for me, is really digging into the details. What are the biggest opportunities to level up? And also, where do we really shine? Where are we doing great? So I'm looking for kind of a short list of 2 or 3 things that we can really do to level up to meet our employees where they need, or where their needs are for benefits. Another thing that I'm really focused on is, are there any groups inside of our organization that we're underserving? Any employee groups, whether that's geography, whether that's age, whether that's stage in life? And if so, how can we improve the benefits package and offering for them? This is especially important now as we've moved into a remote and hybrid kind of work culture where there's a lot of people with a lot of different needs and in different places. So those are a few thoughts there. Next question. What is the most important metric that you want to see? It's hard to zero into just one, but for me, the North Star is overall satisfaction with our benefits over time specifically. And over time is especially important because that satisfaction score is all relative. Every organization has a different starting point, and you really want to know as a senior leader, are the decisions and the changes and the offerings that we're building in, the strategies, are they working? Are we improving? Are we solving problems? So satisfaction over time is really the North Star. And then from there, we use that and we double click on the various places that we want to look at. Another metric that's really important to me in parallel with that is just what's our spend? How are we spending money? So satisfaction and benefit spend are both really interesting to me. Next. Should these data and recommendations be nested with any other updates or standalone? This is a really interesting, nuanced question, and I, as a CEO, feel strongly about this. Benefits is a really important and large part of most employers' overall budget, the amount of money they spend every single year. So it's super important to have benefits and the benefits conversation alongside the broader conversation about your budget for the coming year, so that we can make these decisions around what benefits do we add, do we augment, do we take away in the context of our overall company budget. So if you're an HR leader that's presenting benefit strategy to your employer, it's a great opportunity to partner with your finance department to make it part of the overall budget conversation and make sure that those two things are really kind of in sync for me especially. Cool. Next question. How far out should your recommendations impact the business's timeline? This is an interesting one, and I think context matters. Some businesses and organizations have very long time horizons that they're thinking about budgeting, that they're thinking about change, and some businesses are moving really quickly, and change happens like much faster, maybe quarterly or twice a year. The way that I think about it is they should at least be thinking out to the extent of our budgeting period, how we're thinking about budgeting. So when I get recommendations from my people operations team, their recommendations are coming to me around, hey, here's what we should do for 2023, for our 2023 budget and our benefits plan. That also happens to be kind of the cadence that most organizations are renewing, health insurance and things like that. But it might change if you've got an organization that has to think about a 3-year timeline. So the context does matter. Next question. Can you give me an example of the level of detail that you'd like to receive in the data presented? This is interesting. I would start with I really love the summary first. We have an incredible people operations team at Nava, and our people operations leader, she's amazing at starting with the summary. Here are the highlights, here are the lowlights, here are the key insights, and here are the core recommendations. And it's really impactful for me as a business leader who's further away from all the details to just get that high level 10,000 foot view and summary. And then we pull the thread of detail and data as needed. In later bits. So that's something that I really recommend. I find that super valuable so that we can stay at the right level of kind of granularity to make decisions. Thinking back on your career, can you tell us a story about the power of a benefits change and maybe the impact that it's made on an organization? I've got two stories. One was in my last company, we had an opportunity or a moment where we really kind of fundamentally rethought how we did parental care, parental leave for primary caregivers. So if you're having a kid, who the primary caregiver is and the leave policy and the leave benefits that we offered. And it was a real insight for us. It was one of the first times we'd done like a really comprehensive survey of our employees. And it just came through loud and clear that a growing segment of our employees were new or potential parents, and they were feeling really under-supported when it came to how we were thinking about caregiver leave, parental leave, et cetera. And so we did a whole rethink there, really to make it easier for that primary caregiver to feel comfortable, becoming a parent, and then also, continue to, to have opportunity to stay at our company. So that was a big lift. We got a lot of really great feedback from folks on the team saying that was just a huge benefit for them. One other one was we took a look at our medical coverage and we realized that we were really underserving some of the folks that worked in various different geographies. We didn't realize it. We thought we had a national health insurance plan. And it turned out that there was a real need to provide medical insurance options and medical insurance networks that were better for these various groups. And so it was a huge improvement for a subset of our employees that we never would have known about if we hadn't really gotten that kind of granular anonymous information through survey. So those are some thoughts. So that's it for me. Hopefully those answers were helpful for you all in trying to get into the heads of the business leader that you're maybe presenting this information to. I'll do another plug for our free employee survey template. We tried to take all the hard work out of the process of running an employee benefit survey. So don't forget to download it, use it, give us feedback on how we can make it better. Hope you all have a great day.